Today we talking battle of domain. Genesis chapter 1:26. The latter part of it reads as follows. And let them have dominion. Let's permit them. Let's allow them to have dominion over the fish of the sea. Let's grant them permission to rule over the air. Let's grant them permission to rule over the earth. But then when it comes to domain on earth, God gives specifics. Dominion over cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the face of the earth. Genesis chapter 1 verses 27. So God created man in his own image. Again, in the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Now, the question is, did God permit or grant that man should rule and dominate over another? When did man first violate the order of God's dominance? We see the serpent creeping into the garden the first time. He plays around with the mind of the woman, Eve. Convincing her to eat of the fruit that God had commanded man not to eat of. We see Adam in his weakness, surrendering his authority to the serpent in the garden through the woman, Eve. But then God, in his loving kindness, he redeems man of his image, even sending his son in the image of man to remain the image of God in man. But then later again, when the serpent perceives that God has restored his relationship with the man he created in his image, so as to inhabit by his spirit and the spirit of his son Jesus, his rightful domain in man, the enemy comes back in the form of a snake to contend with God over his dwelling, his domain, his rightful legal place, inhabiting man with his spirit. Now we see the snake in fellowship with man, and man submitting to taste of what the snake is offering. The snake is offering now his venom. We see man in fellowship with a snake, consuming and sucking of the snake, the venomous poison, in return depositing the same into the seed of a woman, granting that the woman may give birth and conceive of the seed of the snake, so as to give birth to the vipers, to the communities of vipers on planet Earth. The question is, will God still come to redeem his image in man? Yes, for it is said, the seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head. Yes, God will still come through the finished works of the cross, redemption by the blood of Jesus. He will still grant that the enemy have no power and authority, total control over the image of God in man. The seed of the woman will be empowered yet once more to crush the serpent's head. God will intervene. God will redeem his image in man and resume back to inhabit by his spirit, his dwelling place, his temple, his image, man created in his image and his likeness. The seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head.